This is Italy in 1922. These marching men are charter members of a new Italian political party, the Fascists, founded and led by a flamboyant ex-editor, ex-army corporal, ex-socialist, Benito Mussolini. Fascism has been Mussolini's dream for 7 years. Now the March on Rome. His movement numbers 1 million members, including uniformed black shirts, and Mussolini successfully forces his leadership on the Italian king and people. In the afternoon of October 28, 1922, in a downpour of rain, Mussolini himself arrives. Despite the fact that 80% of Italians still support the constitutional monarchy, his threats of violence and revolution win him the office of premier. On his first anniversary, with the aid of gunfire, kidnapping, and castor oil, he is absolute dictator. Italians must call him Duce. Mussolini stages great national celebrations, at which his own pompous oratory is the chief attraction. Il Duce organizes children, methodically breaking down natural instincts to make them creatures of the party. This and other Mussolini inventions are borrowed by a new dictator, Adolf Hitler, here in his first meeting with Il Duce. By 1938, the student Hitler has outdone the teacher Mussolini, but Il Duce has given Italy's king and queen a temporary Ethiopian empire, and together with Hitler has helped spread fascism to Spain as well. Single-handed, he defies the League of Nations and gets away with it. Now all Europe trembles at the sound of the Axis goose step, which Il Duce, in compliment to Hitler, has introduced among his own troops. As World War seems inevitable, England and France signed peace commitments with the Axis at Munich, September 38, on the Axis' own terms. Definitely the junior partner of the Axis, Mussolini still has a whip hand over Chamberlain and Daladier. He is welcomed home from Munich. Next year, he overruns Albania. A year afterward, with France defeated and England tottering, he takes Italy into World War II. This is one result. Thousands of Italians. Benito Mussolini, inventor of fascism. In 1922, a reactionary upstart. In 1933, all-powerful dictator of one of the world's great nations. In 1942, the stooge of Adolf Hitler. And now in 1943, after 21 years, for a man who wanted to be Caesar, the end.
While Mussolini shakes his fist and makes faces at Ethiopia, most Americans are filling the role of innocent bystanders, bewildered by events in Europe and Africa. Some of our citizens of Italian descent are kinship with Ethiopians, whether for or against Haile Selassie and his...
A sea of humanity overflows Venice Square in Rome as the backdrop for a speech that shakes the world. Carrying warlike banners and swastikas, 500,000 await the dramatic entrance of dictator Mussolini. For minutes, he stands looking down in theatrical silence from the balcony of the Venice Palace. And now these first pictures of Italy hearing the fateful words of war.
Agli ambasciatori di Gran Bretagna e di Francia.
Whipped to war hysteria, Italy is ready to march. Immediately, reaction.
The government of Italy has now chosen to preserve what it terms its freedom of action and to fulfill what it states are its promises to Germany. In so doing, it has manifested disregard for the rights and security of other nations, disregard for the lives of the peoples of those nations which are directly threatened by the spread of this war, and has evidenced its unwillingness to find the means through pacific negotiation for the satisfaction of what it believes are its legitimate aspirations. On this 10th day of June 1940, the hand that held the dagger has struck it into the back of its neighbor. Let us not hesitate, all of us, to claim certain truths. Overwhelmingly, we as a nation, and this applies to all the other American nations, we are convinced that military and naval victory for the gods of force and hate would endanger the institutions of democracy in the Western world, and that equally, therefore, the whole of our sympathies lie with those nations that are giving their lifeblood in combat against those forces.